On NTV Take 5 tonight, the Director of CID, Grace Akullo, and the Assistant Commissioner in charge of Crime Data Management, Charles Asaba, take your questions on fighting crime. Or you can join the conversation on Facebook, Twitter. Our hashtag rather is NTV Take 5. You can also catch us on our Facebook page. That's NTV Uganda fan page. Our SMS number as well is available. Remember to begin with Take 5 or send an email to take5@ntvuganda.co.ug. Welcome to NTV, Mr. Asaba and Miss Grace Akullo.
Thank you very much.
Mrs.?
Mrs.
Yeah. Good to have you with us. We've just seen the released 2013 crime report. In brief, what is the general overlook? I see increases in certain crime rates and decreases in certain crime rates. In brief, since you are the data management, Mr. Asaba, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. Basically, when we look at the crime trends, this year, 2013, we have registered a general increase in crimes against persons, and as opposed to crimes against property, compared to year 2012. And of course, there are several factors that affect crime. Looking at the increase in homicides, where over 17% has been noticed. We realize that the biggest contribution has been as a result of mob justice. And when you look at the component of mob justice, they are composed of about 17% thefts. So you find that some of these victims of mob justice are as a result of suspected thefts. Yes.
All right. Miss Grace Akullo, could you kindly tell us, how this information helps you fight crime? Why aren't we seeing, a more decrease as opposed to increase?
Thank you, Madam. Why we are not seeing more decrease other than the increase which we are having in the crime statistics is that, one, the population has also increased over a period of time. Then there is stability in the country where everyone is actually doing business. And then we also have some people who have made their profession is crime, committing crime. So however vigilant you are, you will still have people committing crime. So their work is to keep on recycling. From prison, they get back, they go back to commit crime. And sometimes even when we get some persons arrested or victims of mob justice, you find somebody is having a bail bond on him, or even a police bond in his pocket. So you feel that even if we are as vigilant, then you still find that people are still going to commit crime. But of course, it is our work as police to ensure that we handle the issue of maintaining law and order and then investigating these crimes.
Yeah, just to pick up from that, Mr. Asaba talked about mob justice being one of the factors that has led to the increase in crime. Doesn't this reflect on the police and the fact that probably they have failed to curb crime in communities, and so people are taking it into their own hands?
Of course, it is wrong for someone to carry out mob justice. I would call it mob action, not justice, because even if somebody has committed a crime, then you don't have any power or mandate to go ahead and terminate his life. But we need only to work on the issue of having the community sensitized. Because one, if somebody commits a crime, still that person has a right to a police bond, because we have the 48-hour rule. Somebody also has a right to bail. And sometimes, of course, police investigates, and then you may find that the office of the DPP has advised, give an opinion that maybe there is no offense revealed, and you are advised to close and put away such a file. Even if it was reported on suspicion or intelligence, you have to release that person on police bond. So the public would want to have this person in police custody, but the law does not allow us as police to continue detaining someone.
Okay, all right. Mr. Asaba, could you kindly explain to us, there's a question here from one of our viewers who is weighing in, Emmanuel K, on Facebook, who says, where have the investigations about Kasubi Tombs and Owino ended? And I think that informs, a larger concern about unresolved either murder cases or crime cases or unconcluded investigations. What is the challenge with that? Why do we have many unconcluded investigations?
Basically, that is not true, that we have very many unconcluded investigations. Maybe what I have to note is some of these investigations, they normally take some time to be concluded. And for the case of Kasubi Tombs, they should have done some investigations. Maybe Madam can add more information. But there is something I wanted to add on mob justice, whereby you find that some of these cases of mob justice that happen, you find that, like as we do the analysis, there are different factors. It may not be necessarily maybe somebody has been released. There are these things which we normally see, like suspected witchcraft. Where you find some people have been, they take law in their hands. Even as much as police wants to come in and help, but you find they have already taken law in their hands and they have killed somebody.
Would they take the law into their hands if the police was actually on scene, at the scene rather?
Of course they can't. Police is there to protect the people and their property.
That's very true. Does that say something about police's response to crimes reported?
Maybe if I can answer.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. On the issue of police not doing its police response. Of course, sometimes when these crimes are being committed, police is not everywhere. Police cannot be everywhere because our ratio, police to population ratio, recommended
1 to 700.
Yes.
Whereas the recommended ratio is 1 to 500.
1 to 500. So you find that we can't, first of all, be everywhere. But police is always responding in time. And that's what I wanted to state on that. Then the issue of unresolved.
Yes, unresolved. I don't want us to, specifically talk about Kasubi Tombs. Just in general, these crimes are reported. As a media house, we'll probably report on a crime. The most recent one being Joan Namazi, who was sadly kidnapped, tortured, and murdered. And I appreciate what Mr. Asaba has said, that it takes time to solve these crimes, but we never hear the reports. I don't know whether that is a true statement or I stand to be corrected.
Of course, sometimes these cases, if you as police over discuss, then you also jeopardize the investigations, because the criminals are also watching, trying to see how they can hide away from the eyes of the police. If we go on to the murder of the Namazi, Joan, there is a new trend which the criminals, they keep inventing. Because this case and the other one of another girl from Moobs, we suspect they are getting their victims into a place, and then what they are doing now, they pick the telephone of the victim. And in most cases, we use the tracking system. That is one method which we use to track some of these criminals. But you find they are using the telephone of the victim. And you have to look for these suspects. They have not gone ahead even to call maybe the telephone of this victim, and they continue using. Sometimes they also don't know the relatives of these victims, but they have got the number of somebody. You saved your number, the victim has saved the number of daddy, has saved the number of mommy. Then they continue calling them the daddy, the mommy. And so they are using new methods. They keep innovating. So as police as well, we have to also innovate and be above the criminals in their method of operation of committing these crimes.
Okay, so
there's something I also wanted to add regarding where you said the reports for some of these murders. Mm-hmm. Now, I would also like to inform maybe the people who are looking at us that some of these reports are there. Like if we carry on investigations, we don't expect to put these reports in the press. But some of these cases are concluded, people have been convicted, people have been sentenced, and
justice has been served.
We are doing our work, yes.
Okay. All right. Quickly, we are out of time. Just in a few seconds, each one of you, what's the way forward for police in fighting and thwarting crime in Uganda? What you said, you need to have better methods because the criminals are also advancing in their criminal ways. So what's the way forward, quickly?
Yeah, way forward, we need to improve on our capabilities in handling crime. We need to retrain, do refresher courses, liaise with the public by sensitizing and then encouraging the public to work to partner with us. As police as well, we intensify supervision to ensure that officers out there are doing their best. If it is patrols, if it is investigations, they are properly managed and taking good care of victims, and then, of course, complaints which are reported.
All right. Mr. Asaba?
My appeal would be emphasis on community policing, where we have to work together with the community. You heard when the executive was launching the report. We need that popular vigilance where the community has to work together with the police so that we can fight crime.
Together.
Of course, together with our partners who support us in the fight against crimes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Asaba and Ms. Grace Akullo, talking to us about the recently released 2013 Crime and Road Safety Report, and that was NTV Take 5.